Hello and welcome to PocketGamer.biz's YouTube channel. I'm Jon Jordan and this is our first time user experience playlist. So we are loading up a new game from GREE. So GREE, in the West at least, hasn't been doing very much recently and is actually not planning to do very much in the near future. So it's gone through a bit of a kind of restructuring in the West, and it's kind of refocusing its attention on its kind of core Japanese market, and it's got a lot of developer focus in Japan for making games for Japan. But it's not to say the West. It understands the West is kind of important, even though it's not doing a lot of stuff in the West. Or when I say in the West, I mean games developed by Western developers for the Western audience primarily. But this is one that is coming out. So a couple of years ago, 2013 I think, there was a game called League of War, which is kind of an interesting kind of battler, kind of base battler game with kind of, I mean, you look at it now and it kind of has elements of Clash Royale. So there's kind of there was elixir energy that you used, and there were cards that you leveled up. It was contemporary military or contemporary future military. And this is League of War Mercenaries, so a sequel, I guess, to a degree, because League of War did okay. It didn't quite have massively long legs, and GREE didn't really push it very much. But this, they've kind of refined it a bit, hopefully. So here we go. We just started up. So here's General Livingston. That's what generals look like. There we go. Short instructional mission. Get a free gift. So it's kind of weird. It said tap anywhere, and I tapped where it said tap, didn't I? That's odd. So we deploy units. So let's move this out of the way. So I'm going to tap on my infantry unit, and I'm going to deploy it. So here, that's the enemy base. Here's my base. There goes my infantry. So you can see there's a little kind of mini map at the bottom. Now I'm going to tap on a tank. You can see the enemies deployed some troops as well. So these troops are going to fight each other. So we have the deploy cost, so we have deploy credits. So this kind of one of the big gameplay elements is, as with anything with kind of auto feeding resource. You know, do I fire up a kind of two sets of troops, or do I wait for a tank, personnel carrier, whatever? And obviously you get the rock paper scissors thing that troops are good against some things, but tanks are good against pretty much everything, apart from if a tank destroyer comes in, so I can deploy this again. Let's see. Obviously this is the first kind of mission you play, so it's going to be pretty straightforward. Later on as we get further into the game, there'll be helicopters and anti-air vehicles and all this kind of stuff. So we can see in terms of what I've won some HP, I've won some scrap. That's looking like it's going to be useful to upgrade things. Campaign key fragment and a campaign chest. So loading time's not great. There we go. Oh, another slightly funky young lady telling me something. Keys, so we've got some campaign fragments, use them. So okay, so we start to see again, like Clash Royale, chests are going to be, I get fragments to have keys, and then unlock chests. So there's my chest, I unlock it, I collect the big tank with a silly name. So there's my, that's a different tank, isn't it? Okay, anyway. So here we can see now, so free chests, campaign chests, raid chests, all different all different rewards. First mission. Okay, it's campaign map where I select missions. Go. So this is obviously going through a tutorial, even though it's appealing to, I guess, what we might call a mid-core audience. It's really taking me through press here, which sometimes I think can be a little bit. So this is the tank I just unlocked. Can be a little bit disheartening. But anyway, so that's my squad, and we can see what the enemy squad is. Attack none, I don't know what that means. Obviously at the moment I'm playing the kind of tutorial, but it's PvE, player versus environment, so single player mission. Obviously this PvP is the big thing at the moment. He's my combat advisor. He's going to tell me what I want to put in. So, but immediately we can see, so he's deployed a recon unit, so which is strong against infantry. I would employ my green tank against the recon. So we've already started to see how we layer these things up. So that's just going to be toasted. You can just see the difference in the hit points. So he's firing quicker and hitting at 32, but I'm firing at 200, whatever. Manufacturers of units, so they're saying, okay, so even within, they're saying this is how the rock, paper, scissors works. So Vulcan units are strong against infantry, Albanian units strong against tanks, so everything's strong against anything else. That's the nature of good game design. So I can fire off an infantry just to, because this tank will not be particularly useful against infantry. Saying that he's doing not a too bad job, but if there was an anti-tank infantry, which there would probably be, then that wouldn't be great. They would total my tank. In this case, I'm going to wait until. So we can also see that on the redeploy, I've got enough units to deploy another tank, but there's a timeout on when you've deployed one unit from a tank, one unit from a specific type of unit. It's not just waiting on the resources, you're also waiting on a timeout for that individual unit to be refreshed and available to be deployed again. So time boosters to speed up tasks. Again, that's expected really in a free-to-play game that we would have some sort of time element. And that's kind of a key part of the monetization loop. I'm going to upgrade my units in the Officers Club. Open my free chest. That's what I saw before and couldn't do because I wanted to move somewhere else. So this free chest probably. Oh, what have I got there? He looks like. I don't know what that is. Maybe an anti-armor unit. Okay, so that's my orientation. So let's move this out of the way. So this is basically now. I'm left to my own devices. This is the screen I will see. Quite abstract, really, isn't it? Again, like in these games, tend to be quite a bit going on. At the top of the screen, we can see resources. So there's a hard resource, the gold, some soft resources, the bolts, and some money and some oil. It's an energy as well. I don't know what these three, what those are. That's intel. I don't know what those do yet. Power, VIP status. So VIP is very popular in Asia. The VIP level you get gives you. Kind of acts like a subscription, really. So the higher VIP you get, you might get a XP boost on every XP you earn, or you might get kind of different currencies, or your daily login bonus might be better. There's some sort of comms thing here. So yeah, so that's dull, isn't it? Server maintenance. Using high expected downloads. Some people are having. Okay, well that's the problems of success. So we can also see there's retailing going on here. So there's a special unit pack that's going to be £17. What's that going to be? Roughly maybe $25. Get some keys, some gold. So at the moment, this is kind of difficult to retail this because I don't really know the power. I assume with those four key things, they're going to unlock me kind of super duper chests. Click on that. So, general chests, I suppose, are going to be high powered. Gold, I don't really know the value of gold. Not that I've got very much of it at the moment. So I guess quite difficult for me to ascertain the actual value of that at the moment. Maybe there could be a better job at actually telling me. Often, I think it's sometimes helpful. Again, I kind of abstract, but to say there's a special offer. This chest is normally worth £20, and we're giving it to you for £5 as a one-off deal. That can be quite helpful. I guess this sale thing, is that going to be the same thing again? So this one is actually saying 225% extra, but that's still quite abstract, I think. I think just a value thing. We all use that. We all understand that kind of retailing, don't we? Normally £100, get it for $29.99 today. So there we go. We don't have to go too far into the game. In our first time user experience, it's basically really getting a taste of playing through the first bit of the tutorial. So this was pretty quick to go through. Again, the gameplay in these type of games is not super difficult. It's much more about the meta game than about the gameplay itself. although there is, as we can see, some basic kind of rock paper scissors stuff and a bit and kind of tactics about what units you would use at the same what units you would use at any one point when you've got the resources. So we will see how GREE gets on with the reboot of this game, or I guess if you can call it a franchise, League of War Mercenaries. So that's out now. Interestingly, it kind of snuck out a little bit. There wasn't. I don't think it got any featuring from the app stores. It didn't really get much PR push from GREE. I think there's been a bit of kind of user acquisition activity in terms of people have seen stuff on Twitter. Certainly we've seen some stuff on Twitter, but not seen a lot elsewhere. So it will be interesting to see. It's been in soft launch for a while, the game, which is kind of how we found out about it. But it'll be interesting to see how much appeal the old franchise has. And I mean, GREE do know how to operate these kind of games, so I don't imagine it will be do an enormous number of downloads, but it could be kind of one of those kind of niche successes. Again, as tends to be the case with these situations, depends on the PvP. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep playing it, and if we think there's more to say, we will do another video on it in our Monetizer series, which goes in a bit more depth about the the game after we've been playing it for maybe some weeks. So don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon.